just after 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and we're not at parkrun again for the second week. So last week we were at the UTMB Arc of Attrition, and this week we're at the running show. So 2 weeks in a row missing parkrun. Can't miss a third week in a row. But we're going to have a good time today. We're going to go around all the stalls, get some freebies and have a bit of fun, and maybe meet some other YouTubers as well. See, I told you we'd meet YouTubers, and we're not even in the thing yet. Right, so the very first stall I found, it was bright green as we walked in. Many of you who've watched my videos recently, you've seen that Enertor have been brilliant at sponsoring a lot of our videos, and it's for good reason, because I use the Enertor insoles all the time. And the person that I talked to is Viv here on email, and this is the first time we've met. But Enertor are releasing something that they've never done before today at midday. What are you releasing?
Our new recovery side. So we are launching the ultimate recovery shoe. It's designed with our insole actually in it. So it's super shock absorbent, and it also has a nice little bit of arch support, a little bit of forefoot met pad support, and a slightly raised heel. So amazing post run.
So these actually have the Enertor insole built into them.
They do. It's been slightly changed just to make it better for recovery, because our Enertor insoles are only for running.
Okay.
But you've got the amazing shock absorption of the Enertor insole, and then you also have all the key features of the Enertor insole.
Amazing. Right, so I've been using, as you know, I've been using Enertors for years now, actually. And so I'm going to get some of these, I'm going to try them out, and I'll let you know what I think. And it'll be, honestly, if I don't like them, I'm going to say I don't like them. But given that I wear my, I've got them in now, in my massive, ridiculous Hokas.
Love it.
So I'll let you know what I think. But thank you so much to Enertor, as always, for sponsoring our videos.
We love your videos.
Thank you. Oh, bless you. Right. End it there now. So Enertor have a physio who's here today giving advice to people. So I'm injured at the moment. I've got a bit of a hip flexor problem or a high hamstring problem, which has prevented me from starting my marathon training this year. So I'm going to just have a little word and see if he's got any advice. I just asked if I should stretch, and thankfully he said no, don't stretch, because runners never stretch, do we? Anyway, carry on, sorry.
All right, so, we're looking at a possible proximal hamstring tendinopathy, and if we think, all right, it goes muscle, tendon, bone, and then if we start pulling a tendon that's irritated, we could potentially make it worse. So what we want to actually do is what we call isometrically load it. So we put some load through it, and I'll show you how to do that.
Okay.
So we're in this position.
Yeah.
And this is the affected side. You're pulling back, and you're engaging the hamstring.
What, on the ankle there?
This is the affected side.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're engaging the hamstring. And you can do this before your runs. So for about 15 seconds, 5 times as a pre-activation, but then also twice a day, and then building it up. Any speed work, any hill work, anything like reaching over, leaning forward, that's going to irritate that hamstring tendon. So I keep your easy runs easy, and you could look at getting some intensity on the bike.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
All right.
Cheers, buddy.
Good.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so it was early in the morning, so I want to apologise, because you probably were like, oh God, not another idiot who's seen me on YouTube.
No,
so my apologies. And equally, can I just say, I love your work.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, really.
No, I wasn't expecting him to do that. I was just randomly filming.
See, this is the way of the future. We're all.
I did not pay him.
With cameras. So not only your parkrun ones.
Everyone's apologising.
But I really loved your one. So when you did the half marathon in the lake in Italy.
Oh yes, Lake Garda.
And was it Turin, wasn't it? I would get Turin, Milan mixed
Milan, it was. Yeah.
That was a really good video.
Oh, thank you so much.
It gave me some good ideas. But love your work anyway.
Appreciate it.
Congratulations, Alex. Thank you very much, Steve.
He said, don't do any stretching, don't do any hill walking, do
Alex
flat running, and then do this exercise where I cross my leg over and I pull back on my leg. So we've just seen Viv over at Enertor, who's one of our sponsors, and we love Viv at Enertor. And this is another lady that I've never met before. I've been sponsored a lot by Protein Rebel. I use their products all the time, especially the gels. I never used to get on with gels at all. But now, Protein Rebel's gels, very, very simple. Just a bit of honey and a bit of salt. Really goes down well with me. So if you haven't tried them out, try out the gels. I also use the collagen, but Liz here has a new product that Protein Rebel are just bringing out. So can you explain what it is?
I can, but just to say that the Maple Ignite is not honey, it's maple syrup, Stephen.
I did know that. I'm so sorry. Maple syrup, not honey.
That's absolutely fine. So yeah, this is our new product, Sustain. So it's electrolyte. It's got a great percentage of sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and it's all natural. It's probably the most natural one on the market, I'd say, because the products are coconut water powder, sea salt, marine magnesium, so that's seawater magnesium, and it's also got marine algae calcium in there as well, so it sits really well on your stomach, and it's unflavoured, so you're not going to get flavour fatigue either.
So I will put a link in the description of this video. Go and try that out. Is it available now?
It is available now, Sustain, on our website, a pack of 14 on our website.
Okay, so I will put a link in the description for you to go and get some of that. I've got a box, I haven't tried it yet, but I will, and I'll let you know what I think. Liz is just going to tell me why they use maple syrup instead of honey. And because I just used the two terms like bandied about as though they weren't any different, but maple syrup is different to honey.
Yeah, so I mean, honey's natural, so we like that. But the thing with honey is it's high fructose, and so if you suffer with IBS or any stomach issues, then it's not going to sit well on your stomach. Certainly as a gel when you're running.
What's fructose is in honey? So what's the sugar in maple syrup?
So maple syrup is sucrose, which is actually a 1-to-1 ratio of glucose and fructose. They're the two molecules that come together to make sucrose. So that's the perfect ratio. That gives you, it's very gentle on your stomach ultimately. And also the great thing about maple syrup that isn't in honey is it's got naturally occurring electrolytes as well, whereas honey doesn't. So it's like your performance fuel. It's perfect natural performance fuel, maple syrup.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Liz. Okay, we're at another stand now of a company that I have used for years, KitBrix. I don't know if you've heard of them, but I've been using KitBrix, much like this blue one here, for about 10 years. There's a video on my channel of me doing the Bastion Triathlon years and years ago. And we got this as a freebie gift for entering. And me and Victoria here have been using this ever since. Thank you.
It's the only bag I will use for crewing.
Do you hear that? It's the only bag she'll use for crewing. Tell me a little bit about the company and tell me a little bit about KitBrix.
So hi there, my name is Charlie. KitBrix is all about the base, i.e. avoiding a soggy bottom. This KitBrix Hero bag has been in iteration now for about 10 years, 12 years, but it's a solid piece of kit whereby it's waterproof.
Although the yellow one's got the running logo on it.
You have a catalyst inside where you can wash it, you can put clothes into it, you can put wet clothes into it, dry clothes in, whatever's inside. Either it stays wet, it won't leak out, or if it's dry in the heaviest of rainstorms, it will stay dry. You have icons which you can put into the pocket. We have a Spartan one here, just for we do sponsor Spartan at the moment, or you have a blank icon so you can identify what your name.
And so what Victoria does is she'll often put my name and my race number on those little things at the side so that it can be identified when it's handed in to a bag drop or something like that. The thing Victoria likes about KitBrix is that when you put stuff in there, you don't have to rummage around to find stuff. It's literally there in front of you. And also that the lid, when you open the lid, it doesn't kind of close again, like in a standard bag. You'll open it, but it kind of closes up again. But when you open this lid, it just opens up and it stays open. So all your stuff is immediately visible and available there for you. And you can get a hose and clean it out if you want to. So
they are durable, robust pieces of kit that just last a lifetime. You can also zip 2 or more bags together.
Yeah, that's one thing we have. We only got one, so a lot of people buy more than one and zip them together. So that's a really good idea. Again, I'll put a link in the description to go and have a look at KitBrix. This is two Ellises chatting together. Yeah, Ellis Bland, super cool fell runner, has run so many fast races over the hills of the Lake District and the fells in Yorkshire and down at the Arc of Attrition as well. And my son Ellis. We absolutely love Ellis, and we love his hats. And I know you all know about Vega hats, but sell Vega to me. Sell Vega to me, Ellis.
Well, firstly, it's Varga.
Oh God!
Or Varga. We've lost footage on screen. We're still going.
It's fine.
Ellis, what's so good about my hats?
They're really lightweight. They're fully waterproof. And they
Not all of them, but thank you.
Yeah. They feel nice.
Feel nice.
Yeah.
What, on your head?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite.
Well, not on his arm, Ellis.
Yeah.
He's got some attitude, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So did he ever get on camera?
Right, no, I'm just going to say this, okay? This guy, about 3 years ago, on the stage at the Arc of Attrition, I was interviewing all the winners, the podium guys.
Oh, yeah.
And I asked Ellis a perfectly reasonable question about his race. And he completely humiliated me
that was
in front of...
That was after you gave me a La Sportiva cap. I was like, what am I going to do with this? I gave it to a girl in the front row.
And he had a little smirk on his face because he knew what he was doing.
Come on. Right, good to see you.
Yeah, love you, mate.
Love you too.
Cheers, buddy. Right, yeah, nice to meet you. Right, go and buy some stuff from.
See you later.
How do I put Varga?
However you want. Vega
Varga.
Porsche 990s.
So you know the video that I did a few months ago where I went to a lab in Portsmouth and the lovely Sandy got me on a treadmill to run 50 miles. Well, a friend of Sandy's is involved or knows Dave here from TrailSkin, and I was given a little pack of TrailSkin stuff which I've been using for a little while now. Dave, tell me about TrailSkin. Why should we use TrailSkin above? Because there are a few companies now that are offering this kind of creams that you put on your feet to make sure they stay dry or prevent blisters when you're running, especially long distance ultras, when your feet get wet, and you can get trashed feet quite easily when you get your feet wet. What's the difference with TrailSkin?
So all of our products completely natural. They've all got a little bit of zinc oxide in, which makes them last longer. Basically, it's a full ritual. So weeks out before an event, start getting your feet in really, really nice shape, nice, soft, flexible skin. Flexible skin is strong skin. And then for the event, you've got a really nice anti-change. It lasts longer than anything else in the market. We put a little bit of zinc oxide in, so it doesn't wash off, it doesn't sweat off. We rate it 8 to 12 hours. It's been used for over 17 hours on a single application and 30-hour races. And then last piece for your feet, a moisture barrier, trench foot cream, stop your feet getting really badly damaged on really long 100k, 100-mile, 24-hour events where you're running with wet feet for hours. So yeah, and it's basically a full ritual, an end-to-end solution to get your feet and your skin in the best condition for a race or an event.
And another British company which we should support. Thank you very much, Dave. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Dave. Thanks all.
I feel like it's coffee time. We've been running around all over the place. It's really, really busy here. It's time to sit down and have a coffee, I think. We're at the Petzl stand, and James Elson, we've just come here for a chat, and he's managed to sell us a head torch.
Please retap.
What happened then?
Declined.
Oh no!
Do you want an email receipt?
Why should people buy Petzl instead of any other brand of head torch, James?
History, heritage, quality, durability. Luke, how many reasons do you want?
And
Reliability.
And how many spaces are left for Centurion events this season?
The next race with spaces is North Downs Way 50 in May, and there are about 65 places left. There's about 70 left in South Downs Way 100, but the rest of the year's clear. After that, basically.
So if you want to get yourself onto one of James's Centurion events this year, there are places available. Some of the most beautiful trail running in the country. Sign up now.
Thanks, Steve.
Essentially body awareness. It's a skill like anything else.
We're getting quite tired now. It's absolutely rammed here, and it's so hot. I was wearing my coat, but I left it in the car because I thought I'll be all right in a jumper, but I'm too hot in a jumper. So I've come to the GB Ultra stand. I have never done a GB Ultras race. Now, this is my good friend Leo, who you may have seen before. Leo's run with me on Zwift for many years. And we first met here about 9 years ago. And Leo said, you should come and do the Pennine Barrier Ultra, which is like the Yorkshire Three Peaks. So then he went and get Wayne, the RD. Now I've been talked into doing 50 miles in May. Are we up for this? Tell me about GB Ultras.
GB Ultras ultramarathon race series comprising of 50 mile, 100 mile, 200 mile races, and it's made up by volunteers, people who are runners. Sometimes they're not runners, but they're made for runners, so we know what you need when you're going through checkpoints or you're on the mountains. So safety is our priority, and we're taking some absolutely beautiful places. And and it's an experience. It's an enriching experience. And that's what it's all about.
So a lot of you guys who watch me from down south, and you'll know of UK Ultras. So it's a different organisation. UK Ultras down south. GB Ultras, would I be right saying a bit more up north?
A bit more up north, but we are Scotland, England, and Wales. So we are all over the place.
What's the web address?
Website is gbultras.com.
Okay, gbultras.com. Go and check them out. Some lovely routes, and I am going to do the Pennine Barrier Ultra. We've come to Trail Goddess. Trail Goddess is a company who got in touch with Victoria a few months ago and asked if Victoria would try some of their gear. So we've come to say hello. Victoria's on the beers. Okay, somebody else who I am really inspired by. Somebody who you will all know if you take any notice of the ultra running scene at all. Winner of Race to the Stones last year, but probably more famous for that photo. She's got a book out. Sophie Power. Hello, Sophie. Tell me all. Now we're dropping things everywhere. Book released yesterday.
Yes.
Tell me all about it. Tell me about She Races. Tell me about how that photo has changed your life and what the book is all about and women in ultra running.
I mean, how long have you got?
Yeah, I know. In 30 seconds.
So She Races is all about getting more women on start lines, making us have a better experience of races and, kind of fully valuing our competition. So we work with events all over the world, from India to kind of Uzbekistan now, just getting period products, pregnancy deferrals, inclusive imagery, and getting them accredited. So that came all out of a photo in 2018 of me breastfeeding my baby that was 3 months old, running UTMB that's 106 miles because they wouldn't let me defer. That's led to She Races. That's led to the book. I now run 24-hour racing for GB, and running is quite a big part of my life. So change the book. No, that's seeing hands.
So this came out yesterday?
It literally came out yesterday, which is why it's all bonkers at the run show.
And what's the focus of the book?
It is an ultra running autobiography. So I was second last in the mile at school. I was not a runner. And it's how I found running at 26 by accident. Signed up for the marathon of never having run more than a mile. And then ended up getting 3 GB bests. That photo, running for She Races, and how I just believe everyone has so much more inside them to do things that we don't think we're capable of. And I've tried to get lessons from my running journey to make people think about what they can achieve themselves. Like when I ran Electric Island or spent 48 hours in a treadmill, how I did that.
Oh, that was mental. That was last year.
That
was this time here last year, wasn't it?
Last year. So there's so much gruesome ultra marathon stuff in there, but there's also, I'm trying to take from that what I can give to other people to help them believe that they have the power then, and that's why it's a title. It's not Sophie's Ultra Journey, it's how do I help other people? And for me, She Races is how do I help more women? How do I make running a better place for all women, no matter kind of where you're from, your background, or what pace you run at, or even if you.
So you saw me last week at the start and finish at the finish line of UTMB, and one of the big things we were saying was we need more women on these start lines, these big ultra races, these 100-mile races, because we all know you can run 5K and 10K, but actually, if you look at the figures, women are better at running the long distances than men. So we need more of you on the start line. I mean, here am I, a bloke saying this. You don't need me to say it. Go and buy Sophie's book, get involved in She Races, and we'll see you on the start line. So that was a fairly busy and manic running show. We could have stayed 2 days, but I think 1 day is perfectly enough because we're absolutely shattered. I hope you've enjoyed some of the interviews we did. Hope you've enjoyed seeing some of the products. Thank you to all of the sponsors, my sponsors, who were there today and were very kind and generous. Really brilliant to see Lloyd and Liga and Ben and Sarah and everyone else who are friends in the running community. It's such a brilliant community. And it's so interesting at the running show because you get people from up north coming down and people from down south coming up, and this kind of running community all mixes in the middle in Birmingham here. So it was really lovely to see Leo and the GB Ultras team as well, and I look forward to doing the Pennine Barrier Ultra in May. So that's it. Take care. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching to the very end, and I'll see you on the start line next time. Bye bye, folks.